Welcome into the Chiefs Report. My name is Jackson Durham, and it's Victory Monday, Chiefs fans. Our first Victory Monday of the 2025 season, coming off a 22-9 win over the New York Giants. And we're going to celebrate a little bit today, but we're also going to talk some Week 3 takeaways, talk some winners and losers from the game. And we're going to wrap it all up with a Week 4 preview of our big upcoming game against the Baltimore Ravens. But before we get into all of that, let's celebrate a little bit. We got a win, guys. We are 1-2, and 1-2 feels so much better than 0-3. And if you're happy about it, if you're excited that the Chiefs got their first win of the season, excited as I am, get down there and like this video. I need your guys' help today. But let's get into our Week 3 takeaways, starting with the defense. What a performance from our defense in this one. We talked in my Week 2 preview about the need to slow down Russell Wilson and this Giants passing offense. They have been fantastic this season when they're throwing the deep ball. It is one of the things Russell does incredibly well throughout his career in the NFL. And yesterday, it was not available for. And before we get into that, let's talk about Malik Nabers and Wan'Dale Robinson as well, who have been balling out in the first 2 weeks of the season. Malik came into this game first in the NFL in receiving yards. Wan'Dale Robinson came in sixth. And all of this whole Giants passing attack came in extremely hot in this game. This was something we touched on a lot in my Week 2 previews. The need to be able to slow down Russell Wilson, Malik Nabers, and Wan'Dale Robinson, especially when it comes to their ability to attack you deep. And we absolutely did that last night. Russell Wilson, just 56% completion percentage for 160 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. His longest completion in the air, just 26 yards to Wan'Dale Robinson, and that did not come until the fourth quarter. And the biggest thing I want to point out, 2 interceptions. We came into this game with 0 takeaways on the season. Our defense had been playing solidly, especially against the Eagles, but we'd been unable to force a turnover, and we saw how crucial those 2 turnovers were for us, and I knew that would be an opportunity we would have. Russell Wilson throwing a lot of moon balls in last night's game, especially as the Giants started to get desperate towards the end of the first half. We were able to get 2 interceptions. And Malik Nabers and Wan'Dale Robinson were complete non-factors in this game. Across the board, they had 11 targets, and they caught just 3 of them for a combined 39 yards. They were inefficient throughout the game. Russell Wilson was unable to get them the football. He's really trying with Malik Nabers. And one of those receptions, they basically forced it on a curl route. So almost nothing that these 2 guys did, other than that one catch from Wan'Dale Robinson that got them close to the goal line before Russell Wilson sold it in the red zone, was extremely impactful. And they came into this game with 9 combined receptions for over 20 yards, just 1 in this one. That is an incredible performance by Steve Spagnuolo and this defense. Really want to give that props. Very confidence-inspiring going forward. Number 2, something else that gave me a little bit of confidence, the offense showed some signs of life in the second half after a very, very ugly first half. They looked out of sync, things were not clicking for them. It looked very much the way it did last week against Philadelphia. But in the second half, things came together. Look at this statistical comparison for Patrick Mahomes. When you look at his first half stats, it's pretty abysmal. 100 yards, 4.3 yards per attempt in a 63.7 quarterback rating. Not all of that was on Patrick. It just felt like everything was out of sync. Felt like he was miscommunicating with even guys like Travis Kelce, who he's played with for years. The chemistry wasn't quite there yet with Tyquan Thornton. But in the second half, things started to click. The numbers are drastically different, over doubling his yards per attempt, doubled his quarterback rating, 10 for 14 for 127. A fantastic performance to finish this one and really confidence-inspiring. Do not get me wrong, there is still a ton of room for this offense to grow. We cannot start the way that we did. That was one of my keys to victory, was starting faster and keeping the Giants behind us. And while we were able to keep them in a hold throughout this game, we definitely didn't start fast, stalling out in the red zone 3 times. So a lot to clean up, but the second half shows that it's absolutely possible, and we can get there soon. But before we talk more takeaways, I got to give a shout out to our sponsor today, Omaha Steaks. Lately, guys, I've been learning to cook a little bit more. Got engaged very recently, and my fiance really wants to see me step it up in the cooking department. And since my cooking skills are very much lacking right now, I got to make sure I'm working with the highest quality meats to close the gap. That's why I always use Omaha Steaks, and she's never disappointed. And now our listeners get an extra $35 off with promo code CHIEFS at checkout when you go to omahasteaks.com. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Enjoy USDA-certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, cozy and convenient comfort meals, plus tailgating favorites like chicken wings, smash burgers, and big deli-style franks. They're a family-owned company with over 100 years of expertise in the meat industry, so get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Red Hot Sale event, and for an extra $35 off, use promo code CHIEFS at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com, and for an extra $35 off, use promo code CHIEFS at checkout. See site for details. Let's get into the rest of our takeaways in this one, guys, and the biggest one, in my opinion, number 3, the penalties have to stop. It was unacceptable, especially in the first half. 8 penalties for 85 yards in this one, 6 of those first half penalties alone. And I gotta say, it was almost kind of impressive how we managed such a diversity of penalties. I don't know that I have ever, in my almost 25 years of watching football, seen a team get 8 penalties and not have a single one be the same as the last. We had holding, illegal formation, illegal contact, roughing the passer, defensive holding, catch interference, unsportsmanlike conduct, and defensive pass interference. Just a laundry list of penalties, a full run of the rule book for the referees. And it's unacceptable. You cannot lose your composure against an inferior opponent like the New York Giants. Everybody knows going into this game, the Chiefs are head and shoulders above the New York Giants. It looked that way all night long, despite the Chiefs playing far from their best football. But you can't allow New York to hang around like this. We're heading into a game against the Baltimore Ravens this weekend. We're going to talk about that later on. And if you give away free yards like this, if you commit penalties like this, it will absolutely blow your chance of being able to beat Baltimore. You will not compete in that game. Let's get into the winners and losers from week 3 now. But before we do, I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Who was your biggest winner from week 3? Was it Tyquan Thornton for his performance? Was it Patrick Mahomes really kept us alive in this game? Somebody else, let me know in the comments. I'm going to give you mine right now, starting with somebody I just mentioned, Mr. Tyquan Thornton. This is the kind of game we have been waiting on for a long time from Tyquan. We brought him in from the Patriots last year, didn't play at all last season, got his opportunity this year with the depth issues we've had in the receiver room, and it all came together for him last night against New York. We'd seen Patrick Mahomes try to get the ball to him in weeks 1 and 2. Lot of targets for him downfield. Something we've been talking about is, can Tyquan Thornton and Patrick Mahomes develop that chemistry? And in the first half, it seems like it was once again going to be a game where we walked out of it saying, nope, they still need to get more reps together, still need to have more time. But in that second half, Tyquan took off. He had that huge reception, incredible catch down the field that set up Kareem Hunt's game-winning touchdown. And he got open beautifully on the other one, just has to finish the catch there. But a lot to be happy about with Tyquan Thornton coming out of this one. 5 receptions for 71 yards and a touchdown. He continues to fill the gap of Xavier Worthy. And I think when going forward, when we do have Rice and Worthy back, he'll be somebody that we lean on still. I think there is a role for him in this offense long-term going forward. I think about how dangerous it would be for us if we have Xavier Worthy and Tyquan Thornton on the field at the same time, both of those guys playing well and just being incredible speed threats for Patrick Mahomes to go deep to. Flipping over to the defensive side of the ball for one of our winners there, how about the game from Jalen Watson? What a play on the interception, and what a night shutting down Malik Nabers. Just 2 receptions for 13 yards for Malik Nabers, and his primary coverage option most of the night was Jalen Watson. And that interception that he had against Russell Wilson, this was the turning point in the football game, in my opinion. This was tied at this point, 6-6. Giants are driving with an opportunity to score, and Jalen Watson turns them away. Huge interception, just our second takeaway of the season, and it could not have come at a more important time because we go right back down the field and get the field goal to take a 9-6 lead into halftime. In my opinion, that was the turning point where the Chiefs took over that football game and went on to win it. So huge shout out to Jalen Watson. Really feel like he was a winner in this game, along with the entire secondary. Let's get into 2 losers, though. And I got to talk about Jalen Royals here because gosh, man, he was a ghost in his first NFL game. I was really excited that Jalen Royals was going to be active last night. He had missed the first 2 weeks dealing with knee tendonitis, had not practiced yet this season with that knee tendonitis until Friday. So maybe it shouldn't have been a huge shock that he did not play a single snap, but he did not play a single snap. And we'll go back to that depth chart because, like we've talked about, there's opportunities for guys to step up in this receiver room, and he did not get one. I was really disappointed to not see him step into that role, really hoping that changes next week, that he can prove himself in practice. I don't know if it's just not enough reps with Patrick Mahomes at this point, and Andy Reid doesn't feel comfortable playing him, but it was certainly notable that Jalen Royals, in what was supposed to be his debut, does not play a single snap. Lastly, the biggest loser from this game, and kind of already talked about him or adjacent to him earlier in my takeaways, Jawaan Taylor. And if you guys are as frustrated with Jawaan Taylor as I am, I need you to get down in the comments and spam me to get this guy to the bench. He is, I can't even think of words for it right now. Just get down in the comments and spam me. I know I absolutely will. Let's look at the stats from him. 41.9 overall PFF grade in this, 35.8 pass blocking grade, and a 53.5 run blocking grade. And I know it says 1 penalty up there, but trust me, guys, he's extremely lucky that it wasn't 5. There were probably 4 uncalled false starts in this game, and I think he had another uncalled illegal formation opportunity. They really missed on Jawaan Taylor in this one. He's even holding in the photo that I have of him right there, and that didn't get called. He's clearly holding. This was a disastrous performance from Jawaan Taylor, just a really ugly game. And alongside the penalties and the poor PFF grading, 3 pressures allowed, 2 QB hits, and another hurry allowed. I just don't know what we're doing with him still on the football field. The argument was, yeah, he's a penalty liability, but at least he's a good tackle. He's not even that anymore, guys. He is not a good football player in any sense of the word. And my take on this, bench him yesterday. Why are we paying Jalen Moore over $10 million to do fundamentally nothing? I want to see what he can do at right tackle over Jawaan Taylor immediately. We just cannot play another week with Taylor in the lineup. Because our next game is a massive one. We've hinted at this already. Week 4, we face the Baltimore Ravens. This is one of the best teams in the NFL, and we cannot afford to have silly penalties like we did in week 1 or in the first half of week 3. This is a team you have to bring your A game against. In week 1, they were in a very, very close one of the best football games I've watched in a long time against the Buffalo Bills. This is an extremely talented team from top to bottom, both offensively and defensively, and you have to be on point. You cannot give them free opportunities, free yards, and we need to perform better. We're going to have a lot of content all week long, some more out of the week 3 game and a week 4 preview coming up for you guys, so make sure you subscribe, and let's go Chiefs.